Welcome to Suladan Plays. I can't pronounce it. Oneirophobia. Oneirophobia. I don't know how to pronounce it. It just looked interesting. It's an atmospheric horror survival game about a child who gets sucked into a horrible dreamland, the Cyooob, and must collect the Cyooob souls before he catches you. Sneeze. Use WASD to move, mouse to look, and E to interact. Also, I love that I can do this while in the menu. That reminds me of Not Alone. Oh dear. Okay, mouse cursor's recaptured. Mouse cursor wandered off. It's never a good sign. I can't tell for the life of me what time it is. 9:34, but as you get close, it all lights up. Also, the mouse sensitivity is a little high, but I don't see an options menu, so we're just gonna have to roll. And anytime you go into the menu, you have to click in the game to recapture the mouse. The mouse sensitivity is not so high as to be, like, unplayable, but it's enough that I notice it. Also, you can see a seam in the floor if you back away. Not complaining, I just love to notice these things. I don't know where this light over here is coming from. I guess it's supposed to be that casting a light, but it's only on two sides of the room and then the floor, which is a little strange. And I hear breathe. Boing, 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 boing. I love it, I can jump. Boing. Door don't open. Door don't open. Door don't open. Well. It says E to interact, so we press an E on everything. And yes, I know it's version 0.1, so. I don't know how I got here. I don't know where here. I'm gonna go this way. Because that one looks like he's flat. Okay, he's flat. Well then. I guess we're hunting for cubes. Or the cubes are hunting for us. Yay, I got a cube. I love the spelling you used for cube. C-Y-O-O-B. That is brilliant. I don't quite know what I'm doing here. But this one looks different, so we're gonna go to it. Oh, good gracious, no, that's the thing that's hunting me. Well. How do I get you to not be chasing me? Because you move almost as fast as I do, and that's a problem. Sir, that's a problem. That is a distinct problem. Gonna need you to not chase me. I'm gonna hide and you just come right through it. Okay. You don't even waste. Oh, good lord. You don't have words, sir. Gonna have. I think it was the pillow, for one thing. Nope. Okay. Anyway. Let me guess, you're gonna scream at me too? No?
Hello, my name's Annie. Welcome to the Cube. You may be wondering, what's the Cube? Well, it's a world made up completely of your... Whoops, sorry about that. I'm becoming... Looks like you'll have to get going soon. He's coming. Coming. For you.
Okay, I get you. I don't know if you're aiming for a Shodan reference there, but in the early part of the speech before he made any alterations to his speaking pattern, there was one point where you could tell that there was a two separate sound files cut together. The inflections between the words didn't match. Do I run faster backwards, or is it just my imagination? It seems like when I run forwards, he catches up with me, but when I run backwards, I can watch him get further away. And then I'm going to find out there's 2 of them, and I'm going to run into one right behind me. And then I'm going to be upset. Yeah, he definitely catches up with me when I'm facing away from him. Or when I'm going any direction other than straight backwards. Back into the right, nope, catches up. Back into the left, nope, catches up. Facing away from him, nope, catches up. So I guess this is life now. Also, minor critique, and this is more of a personal thing. Your game is really quiet. You want to probably tone back the capture scream a little bit. Not everybody likes having the super loud follow the super quiet. It's just generally unpleasant. You do not want the goal to be to harm people's hearing. I mean, works for me. I have a mute button right at my thumb that now I know to push. There you are, missing Cyooob. Now we just start swinging you around over here. Interesting so far, though. Not criticizing. I am a little confused by the fact that I seem to go faster backwards than forwards, but You are a little too close for comfort, sir, and I would take kindly to you backing it off. Back off. Back off. Right, you just keep doing that. I don't know where any more cubes are. Also, the game crashes after you lose, which is a neat touch since it doesn't take long to open the game. That would be just something to keep an eye on depending on if the game ever starts taking a while to load and render, depending on the complexity that you reach in the final product. If at any point it ever begins to take an extended time to load the game, you would want to avoid that. But as long as the game has a short load time, that is not bothersome. I don't see any more cubes. I don't see any more cubes. Well, there may not even be a win condition yet. I don't know. I'm assuming that where the land turns white is probably no man's land. Don't go there. But since I don't see no more... Oop, there's one. Oh, no, it just keeps on going. Oh, great. How many cubes are there? You may have want to told me that fact. You may want to have told me that fact, not may have want to told me. I am busy running from a cube. I can't grammar right now. And he's actually coming up this incline. Don't get stuck on the hill. So I guess our job now is to make a long and sweeping rotation of the whole area. I really love that the effect you've got going on the distant objects where they have the green and purple and look all phasey. You just gotta be careful not to get caught on tree. Did he just swerve around something? Did he lose track of me? He's playing some kind of sick and twisted game with me. Oh, there he is. There's one. No, I'm smarter than that. I ain't gonna make a run for it without keeping an eye on you. Because you'll catch up with me in the blink of an eye and I will be aggravated. Lowering my volume slightly won't affect y'all, but just in case of any unexpected spookums. Oh, come on. That's a texture thing. That's just a minor annoyance. I'll loop around. The problem is when I try to make any direction change, he does get to catch up, so I have to alternate between that and backing away directly. Otherwise, he catches up on me like nobody's business. I don't know if I'm going to get him far enough away before I... See, there's the thing. Okay. Let's try a different plan at this. I'm wondering if that means I got all the cubes and I just got to go talk to that thing again. But it's kind of, it's like I had him so far away. This is with me sprinting, by the way. There is a sprint in the game. For some reason you sprint backwards faster than forwards, but, you know. So if I just force my way over there and try to take... Stop being so good at catching up with me. There has got to be a bigger differential between the character speed and this thing's speed. I get that you want it to be a threat, but... the fact that I can't go any direction but straight backwards without him gaining on me is bothersome when I'm trying to get to a specific target, namely one that I can only see from a single direction, and that makes it more difficult to keep track of. In the center area, he just clips through, which is a little funny given that we've seen he can go up the hills at the other areas. I do see potential in the game. I just do think that some of the speeds need to be tweaked a bit. Not twerked a bit, mind you. Tweaked a bit.
Hello, my name's Annie. Welcome to the Cube. You may be wondering, what's the Cube? Well, it's a world made up completely of your... Whoops, sorry about that. I'm becoming... Looks like you'll have to get going soon. He's coming.
Okay, so apparently it just plays the same message again. I wasted all that time for nothing. I'm guessing hidden in the landscape there are more cubes to be found, but since, you know, Goomba over here has such a delightfully easy time of keeping pace with me, and the only way I can apparently outrun him is to move. Like, if I do this, he'll slowly catch up. He seems to slowly catch up. It makes me feel better knowing that I can see him while still running away. Okay, maybe I do. Maybe my forward speed lets me keep pace with him still, but it also make me want to change directions a lot, which any change in direction allows him to catch up. Like, I can't even run diagonally. That's one reason in a lot of games there's actually a slightly faster diagonal run than a strict forward, back, left, right. Is because of the fact that it's generally, it makes movement feel smoother if the player can't detect a slowdown when they change directions. I don't even know how big this area is. It is funny to me that he's perfectly capable of going over this hill, but the middle one doesn't. He doesn't, but I think I'm just going to pick this direction and keep running. Your game map is far too large for what you're seeking the player to do. That is a good way to scare the daylights out of me, but no. It's not a ringtone I hear very often, so I wasn't expecting it. I thought maybe the game was playing a noise because it was right behind me, because it happened to be when I wasn't looking at him. I'm just going to run to the edge of the world. That's my plan here. But yeah, given... Nope, he's still there. Given that I don't know how many cubes there are and everything else, in the later game you may want to look into that, and I'm hoping I can just walk off. Yay. I mean, look how huge this area is, and I'm trying to remind myself, I'm just trying not to think about the fact that I'm in the void. But yeah. And the game has no death condition for this, so I will probably just fall endlessly into the void. But yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and call this one here. It does show potential. It is in alpha. I'm intrigued by the game. And I'm curious to see what it's aiming to become. Is it trying to be something like Slender, where you've got to find the MacGuffins while insert name here chases you? Is it aiming to be something else? Is it aiming to be a single level versus multiple sequential levels, like multiple nightmares? Is the cube shape his final thing, or is that a placeholder render? Fun fact, Kirby was originally a placeholder sprite. The original intention was for Kirby to be a large, muscular, blonde-haired something or other, but they put the little Kirby placeholder sprite. He was originally going to have a sword that stole enemies' abilities, but we're glad that it went the direction it did, but it's just interesting that he was originally just kind of a generic placeholder they stuck in there, and it ended up working. Like, the playtesters loved the placeholder so much that they finalized that, and that's what became Kirby. But in any case, interesting game. Without knowing more about the direction that it's going, I can't give 100% of a clear critique. It is a little strange that that little center crater that apparently wants to be a lake, you may want to lower that into the terrain, I'm not sure. That he just phases right through that, but he goes up the hills on the other parts of the terrain, so I'm not sure what the goal there is. But as it is an interesting game. You may want to tweak the move speeds a little bit. I do think that I found out in the end that you can run forward and get away from it too, but it's just slow, and the fact that diagonal movement lets him catch up is also a little odd, as is the fact that sprint speed is so close to your walking speed. But, you know, again, that one depends on a lot. Eventually you may want to add a counter to tell you how many cubes there are, because on a map that large, not knowing how many there are can be frustrating, especially, you know, when you're off searching quadrant A and you find out the one cube you needed was in the opposite end of the map, and that you may never have found it. But again, these are things to look at later in development. In any case, I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here, and I will see you next time.